Official.
Drexel Podcast back at Lambeau. The last round here. We're also calling this podcast the Facts It In because it's all about facts. So
here's why, because Marcus just said, are you going to introduce him first? I don't want to.
Okay. We have Jordan Botbyl, correct?
That is correct.
Quarterback out of Wrightstown. Also a Vikings fan, just for those of you catching at home.
Yeah, I like that small detail. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. And then Shannon, Klink, new quarterback in New Berlin.
Yep.
Appreciate you guys joining.
This is why we call it Facts It In. So Marcus makes these freaking claims that we were talking about pie. Like, what's your favorite? He goes, I don't like pie. I'm like, you don't like any pies.
At all? What's wrong with you?
I'm not a... So I said, no, I'm not a big pie guy.
That's not what you said.
Okay.
See, this is why it's called Facts It In. That was not the facts.
You're telling me a peanut butter
Apple pie.
chocolate pie?
Apple pie.
Yeah. Great call.
Absolutely
Good call.
no?
Apple pie.
Apple pie.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
With some ice cream on top?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sweet tooth. Peanut butter chocolate all day.
So we were having a good podcast until just about 10 minutes ago. This is why we're wrapping it up now. We're starting to have some disagreements now. I've been on the air too long today.
So I bet you like a Take 5 candy bar then. It's basically like peanut butter chocolate pie and a candy bar.
Out of a top 5? Nah, probably like top 10.
Top 5 candy bars, go.
Top 5? Top 5?
Yep. Shannon, you're on deck.
Kit Kat's number 1.
Okay.
Kit Kat, Reese's, Snickers. This is not going to be a popular take. Three Musketeers.
Yeah, that is not popular. You are correct.
Yeah, and a 100 grand bar.
Not bad.
Did you know Reese's came out with a banana in the middle of their Reese's peanut butter
Gross.
cups?
Not a fan.
Oh, come on.
Nah.
Banana flavor, like a real banana?
It's a real banana.
Like it's in the produce aisle?
I don't know, it's in the candy bar side.
Or it's like freeze-dried?
What kind of place you shopping at?
If it's a real banana in there, it's going to spoil.
That's fair, I guess. Freeze-dried, 100%.
That's got to be freeze-dried and like cured.
Yeah.
Top 5 candy bars.
So is that your one then?
I haven't tried it yet.
Oh.
It just sounds good.
I heard the caramel ones are phenomenal. They put caramel in some of the Reese's peanut butter cups now. I heard those are good. The big cups I heard are good because the chocolate to peanut butter ratio is better, like the egg, the Easter ones.
No.
The regular Reese's peanut butter cups got too much. The chocolate's hard and it's too much chocolate around the edges.
What are you talking about? It's like the best part.
No, you got to have the ratio right.
You guys have been on the air too long.
You know what I'm talking about? The Christmas trees or the eggs are way better because the chocolate's thinner. You know what I'm talking? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They're way better.
No.
We hit our stride at about 10:15. It's now 1:30.
Anyways, top 5 candy bars. Hit it.
Snickers, Kit Kat, Reese's, Baby Ruth.
Oh, good call.
That's probably it.
Whatchamacallit? You guys got Whatchamacallit in your top 5?
Nah.
Oh, great road.
That's like a 90s candy bar.
I'm old. I'm older than all of you by a long shot. Whatchamacallit's really good. They don't make Whatchamacallit minis. I don't know why. I'll call Hershey. So you should know, you got a huge shout out from Parker Nash this morning when he was on. He said Jordan Botbyl's been incredibly helpful and a go-to and just a phenomenal helper. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
That's
of course.
really cool. So we're going to pay that forward, Shannon. You've been out of boot camp for a month,
Yep.
if that. Name names. Who's been really helpful down in New Berlin for you from a quarterback perspective?
Spuda, for sure. Huge mentor throughout the entire process. Still is helping me on a lot of like my bigger projects. Zach Fisher is just with one specific builder, KJN. He's been pretty hands-on with. Honestly, all the QBs. If I'm being honest, like everybody's willing to answer the questions, and that's been super beneficial.
You go to your dad with, so her dad, I worked with her dad, one of the best sales guys I've ever met in my entire life, Jim Klink. Shout out, Jim.
I will not tell him to listen.
You don't
to
want to
this.
feed his ego? I genuinely mean that, though. Phenomenal, like educational-based sales, which I believe is the best way to sell anything. Like educate people why you need this or want this. He was hands-on. You don't call him for sales advice?
It is in certain moments, and he is one of the best. But we keep a lot of that separate.
Yeah,
like
sure,
it's hit or miss sometimes.
You don't want to feed egos. I get it.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, all
Not
you
for him,
salespeople
no.
are alike. All you salespeople are alike.
You know why? Because he's drinking vodka and he's on the golf course every single day.
Does like his golf, doesn't he?
He does.
So, Jordan, you were a job coordinator, which had many titles prior to that one.
Running back, sales coordinator, whatever you want to call it.
Prior to being in quarterback.
Yep.
And you've been doing this for a little over a year.
Yep.
got your feet. Let's do this question. I did this a few times today. It works really good. And you can follow up, Shannon, too. The one thing, when you got out of boot camp, the one thing you were like, oh, shit, I wish that would have been in training.
Biggest thing was estimating. That was my biggest one. I know we hit it on kind of like, I want to say it was a day or so, and then when I did the estimating 1, 2, 3, I think that was a big one to really dive into more.
Yeah.
Given you learn a lot on the fly, a lot of the sales guys help you too, but that one I think is the biggest one because you're off by a little bit. People just don't take you as credible after that.
Especially on guaranteed or
100%
hard bids, right?
100%.
We did a lot of estimating in ours, which was cool.
That was an adjustment we made based on feedback from you guys, so that's how this works, right? That's really good.
Yeah.
So what about you?
You know, a lot of this stuff was cool to see with Spuda because he was doing things hands-on while we were at the office, so kind of like the, holy shit, I got the job, what do I do now? And we talked about that in the role-playing, but I think real-life bullets, it was like, oh, wait, what? And so I think seeing some of that and, you know, just adapting that and comparing the two from boot camp to real life was a bit of a challenge.
First, you've been to Expo before. How long have you been here?
It'll be 3 years in June.
So this will be your second one?
Yep.
Different, same as a quarterback?
No, completely different. It's kind of cool seeing the both sides because the first time my wife and I came, I was just kind of hanging out, seeing everyone, having some drinks. This time, I let my wife know. I broke her the bad news that Joel said it's a work night. So she threw a little bit of a temper tantrum, said she wasn't going to come. And then, love you, Mara, if you see it.
Mara, thanks for hanging with them.
And then she goes, I gave her about 5 minutes, and she goes, okay, I'll still come.
You'll still have a good time.
I know.
You can mix.
I know. But yeah, completely different. A lot more mingling, definitely trying to like herd the sheep, I guess is the best way to put it.
From the outside looking in, having never been here for this part, do you think it was just a big fuck around all day?
From what I've heard.
But it's not, right?
No, not at all.
It's a little bit of a grind, actually.
Yeah. And honestly, I was kind of a little worried coming in of like, I've been through a CEU week before, and yikes, you know, because it's just knowledge, and it gets wearing. Yeah. Today, I was kind of expecting it to crawl, and it actually flew by.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
See, what courses did you go to, Shannon?
We went to the steel siding this morning. We went to virtual design, and then over to floor trusses.
What was the best one?
Virtual design.
Why?
I think it's just the benefit to our builders for them to be able to see and exchange and then to provide that to their customers as well. Like, it's just such a value to be able to see it, know where to place it, how it's going to look in the end, because I've been there. What if you don't like it?
Yeah.
It's a huge expense to be able to change it.
And Chris Schutte was just on. He said it's 0.5% of your total project to invest in that. And if you're going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe millions, depending on the home, building, why wouldn't you want to walk through it before you say, yeah, that's what I want?
Absolutely.
And it saves time for the builder, right? The change should be less changes on site. It kind of knows what they're getting into. Not you get there, like, seeing it for the first time. Well, can we move this wall? Can we change this? Can we add this? Can we move, right?
Yeah.
Builders don't like that.
No.
Good. What about you? Best one?
Best one was Szymanski's.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal trainer, by the way, isn't he?
We actually coordinated with him and Steve Harrigus to go to Alliance Construction, who's one of my accounts, for actually trust training. So I kind of got to see a lot of his stuff in action that he's doing currently. But even just being there for the hour and a little bit I was there, I mean, I was still learning stuff.
He's a super dude. Every time I talk to him, I learn something. He is a wealth of knowledge. Mm-hmm. He's a lot like your dad a little bit. Just really, whatever he's in, like he's into trusses, like your dad was into healthcare, informatics, or whatever you want to call it. But the way they say it to you isn't salesy.
No.
It's like they're just educating you, and you go, yep, I need. At the end of it, you're just like, I need that. He's totally that dude. Super guy.
He proves you're wrong in a nice way.
Yeah, that.
That does not sound like my dad.
That is true. That is true. Just being honest, Jim. What else? What am I missing?
What's one thing if you were a Drexel CEO for the day, whether it's your location or just a Drexel process in general, you do different?
You can go first.
Oh, man.
Jordan's going to pull out his notebook. He's got a list. This is what I love about you, though, Jordan. You're a very honest individual, and we really appreciate that. Don't ever lose that.
Yeah.
We need that so bad. So go ahead, Shannon. What's fucked up?
I wouldn't say anything's fucked up. I mean, for me, it's like I've only been here for 3.5 months. So not that I would do anything differently, but what would I do just in one day? I would probably go travel all different locations just to see it, because I mean, I don't know it. But, you know, culture for me is such a big thing, and I think it's super powerful here. So I don't know that I would say I would change anything. It's just what's been impactful to me.
And you came from the restoration world, right?
Yep.
So you mentioned you said culture to make me think there's something that you didn't like about the old place that is here. The way you said that, is that accurate?
Not necessarily just from the restoration industry, just from experiences in general. You know, culture from my previous position to restoration was a change in a positive manner, and then from that business to here, even more positive. And there's other aspects of my life that just, it's culture all the way around, and it's super powerful. But you know, restoration was cutthroat, and even going to the Women's in Construction Expo on Tuesday with Brittany Birdie, I mean, it's not cutthroat. Like, we're just here for our builders. We just want to support.
So we'll get to what's fucked up in a little bit here.
No,
you're chomping at the bit.
No, you're good.
We talked to Kat Ross about this, and I want your perspective. It can be challenging for females in our industry, from respect or a lot of things, right? Even a younger female, age is a thing too. Like Sam Lemler, who's on our one of our field supervisors for offsite, he looks like he's 12. He said this at Dale Carnegie graduation. He said, when I walk on a job site, they're immediately looking at me going, you don't know shit just by the way you look. Do you feel that? Do you get that? Is that, and if so, how do you overcome that?
No.
No? Not at all?
I mean, I grew up with older siblings, so I've just always kind of hung out with the older kids, and I even told Matt, our head coach, I'm like, I can be one of the dudes if you want me to. Like, it doesn't bother me, so I can shoot the shit with just about anybody. So, I mean, women in construction, it was powerful, but I mean, I'm just here to do my job and do it to the best that I can. So
Great. Wonderful. Jordan, what screwed up? Give it to us.
I'll be nice.
Oh, you just dropped his list.
Don't be nice.
No,
Listen, we've been struggling all day. Everybody's been too nice, so give it to us straight.
No,
what do we need to change?
before I get too much into it, I will say Drexel is probably honestly the best place I've worked at. I've come from very shitty places that you don't really realize until it's too late, and you're like, I need to change. Drexel, when I first started, I was like, oh, this is just all unicorns and rainbows, and everyone thinks that everything's just all great. And when I started, I did not expect it actually to hold true of how actually honest to the word of like how Drexel likes to manage everything and culture and cultivating it and everything. So kudos to you guys, Joel, and everything, because it's not bullshit. Like,
but it's actually you guys, without the input and the willingness to change and move things forward.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of why we hire the way we do. We just hire dynamic people that may not know anything about the industry. If you do and your culture fit, great.
Yeah.
But good luck finding more Shannon Klinks who have.
Well, and that's the thing though too, is that you guys don't hire based off experience. And to be honest, in the construction industry, everyone's assholes. Like they're grumpy people just because they deal with a lot of bullshit
Not
every day.
everyone.
A good portion.
Good percentage.
A good percentage. But
75% of all percentages are made up.
Yeah, that's true. But the thing is, like, it's understandable though, the amount of headaches that they deal with day in, day out. I get it. I would say the things that we kind of lack on as a company is honestly just communication all the way through. That's my biggest thing. I over communicate. So for me, not knowing, do I need to know, like, hey, how are you figuring this wall? Mm-hmm. No, I don't need to know that. But like, I need to know of, you know, if my stuff's going to be delayed. Do I need to really go dive into the spruce or whatever? Just give me like a bubble or something. Instead of me having to dig for that answer, I get it as part of the job, but the over-communication is what I like. And I know a lot of guys do struggle with that.
Yeah. Even our back order notifications internally.
Correct.
Correct. We got to work on that.
But I think we've also improved in a lot of ways, so like the central distribution. Huge thing. That's a huge thing, because that was such a pain in the ass to order something that is stocked somewhere else, you know? So with that, I mean, we're making strides in the right direction with everything. There's nothing that I absolutely hate. That's the one thing I'll say we need to get better.
That's so extreme, like,
yeah.
But we all need coaching, like I'm not in every location seeing every little thing that's wrong.
Correct.
And nobody is.
No.
So if everybody has a voice and uses it, it just gets better every day.
Yeah, I would say communication between
the flow of like one single job.
Correct.
Right? Everything on there. Yeah. And what's happening.
All the teams, all the inside teams, like communicating with the sales guys at all times. Like, and I'm not saying it has to be the guys internal. It's the leaders.
Right.
Just the leaders cascading information down to the sales guys instead of us like promising something. It's like, oh, actually, we can't get that anymore. Like, oh, what the hell?
Can you imagine? And you lived a little. No, we started development days right when you got into quarterbacking.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Imagine a world without that.
Well, I don't know any different, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I do think they have been beneficial to a lot of points.
Yeah.
Because when we first started them, it was a lot of definite education that was needed to start out. I mean, yeah, there's some things that are kind of like monotonous, like Adam doing the weekly or the monthly update, which you still need to know where kind of the market's going, so we know how to sell. So, but we hit on really good topics.
Yeah, I agree. And those, again, from you guys, feedback of what you guys need or what sucked.
Yeah.
We got to say that so we make them better every time. Because if the content's not good, you guys aren't going to want to be there.
Yeah. No, exactly.
What are you looking forward to most tonight? You can say alcohol. That's what I'm going to say. Alcohol. I need a Bloody Mary in the worst way. I was out late last night. I am so tired and hungover.
I was going to say, you look a little like you ran it rough.
Well.
You ran it rough last night.
No, it was bad.
How many bottles of water are you in?
Oh, that's got to be 6 or 7.
Just to jump back on the horse tonight.
3 cups of coffee. A Bloody Mary would put me right back in the swing of things. I think that would be frowned upon right now.
I think the bar's open downstairs.
Well, Lodge Kohler would have made me a Bloody Mary this morning at 6 a.m. and they said they would have, and I'm like, And it didn't.
You just don't want to seem like you had a problem. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. It's all about the image, right? So yeah, I'm looking forward to alcohol. You guys?
That's why my back hurts. I've been carrying the pot all day.
I think for me, just being my first expo, it's like just kind of taking in the whole experience. Yeah. But definitely looking forward to connecting with more people. I mean, there's 800 employees, and I've maybe met a 16th of that.
Yeah.
So
faces and names a little bit with people you work.
Seeing your wife.
Yes,
I haven't seen her in a long time.
Yeah. Both of us.
Yes.
We both love her dearly.
Why'd you close your eyes when you said that?
I was envisioning my love for her.
What I'm looking
somebody's gonna clip a link to this and send it to her now and get in so much trouble.
Hey, there we go. Nah, it's something I'm looking forward to tonight. I got builders actually that are coming. One that actually has done business with us for a while that has never came to one of these.
Really?
Yeah. So they
transferred to you from another quarterback?
Correct.
Quarterback doesn't work here anymore?
No, they don't.
Yeah. Just a shift of accounts?
Yep.
So what swayed them to come this year? You?
Yeah.
You told them you got to come, dude. It's super cool.
So they have done. It's Alliance Construction.
Yep.
They've done business with us for a decade plus. Last year was actually their biggest year they had in a very long time, and I think just being present and them actually like fully believing in what Drexel has to offer.
The relationship, deeper relationship. But this is what Less Accounts is about, right?
Correct.
They see you, they know you care, they have a relationship. It's not transactional. And now look, they're coming to hang out with you tonight.
Yeah, and they're actually making a pretty good showing too. I think there's going to be like 7 of them that are coming.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I was actually ran into one of them. I didn't even know they were coming. As one of their designers was here for a virtual design. I was walking past. I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, you weren't even supposed to be here.
Did you ask them what the session was? It good?
She loved it.
Good. Awesome.
Loved it. She said that. She goes, I didn't even know you guys did stuff like that. She goes, I absolutely loved it because they do their own.
That's actually a good lesson for all of our quarterbacks. When you get an account transition to you, or any account transitions, assume they know nothing. Like, start from square one and ask, do you know about all of these things?
Well, and that's the thing too. Like with the training that we've done with Alliance Construction, with Drexel, I mean, we've done it with pretty much all categories. They wanted that because they know where they lack, and it was just me asking the question, what do you guys need? And it was, we need this. We've done 7 training sessions.
And you're so damn organized. I'm sure you're ahead of the game for them, and they love that.
A little bit.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I'm a spreadsheet guy.
You're
a
very detail-oriented dude, and that's going to serve you really, really well.
Thank you.
That's awesome. And again, thanks for mentoring Parker. He really appreciates that.
Oh, don't worry. He came right over to me and goes, hey, I gave you a shout out.
He's bragging about it.
I was like, thanks.
I saw you hand him $20. Well, I don't want to. The bar is open downstairs, so I don't want to keep you guys. thank you so much for joining us. This was
Thanks for
really
being
good.
our final guest today, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank
having
you
us.
guys. I appreciate it.